Good evening and welcome to the Rattler Booster Kickoff. Normally we would be in the moon, eating, toasting, wishing how good the year will be, but thanks to what we all are a part of, the masks tell the story. But all in all, it will still be the same. You'll get a chance to see the involvement of the incomparable Marching 100, the president of our university, the boosters, the supporters, the cheerleaders, and of course, what you want to see most of all is the entire football team. And to top it all off, Coach Willie Simmons, the shotgun, will introduce his coaching staff as well as the football team, the offense, the defense, the special team. It's time to make that orange bright and the green tighter. It's here, and the SWAC better be ready.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carmen Cummings, a proud alumna of FAMU, along with little Larry here. And we are happy to welcome all of you for this Boosters exciting fundraising endeavor. Mad props to all of you, the leadership and members. You know, we've endured the unimaginable. When we had to pivot, we did that, and we did it well. But even with all the uncertainty, think about it. We successfully transitioned into a new athletic conference, and we're here now. No one knows what's on the horizon or what the future holds. But what I do know is that we are Rattlers, and we will move forward together to support our fantastic student athletes with energy, expectation, and enthusiasm, and of course, dollars. Because in the long run, no matter what the challenge or the battle be, we are Rattlers and we rise together. Why? Because that's just what we do.
In the intro, you saw Dr. Frederick S. Humphrey. Who can forget the charge that he gave all of us at FAMU? But this time, please welcome our 12th president, Dr. Larry Robinson.
Thank you, President Selvin Cobb, Vice President Colonel Ronald Joe, Rattler Boosters Kickoff Chair John C., and the members of the Rattler Boosters for this opportunity to speak with you today. As we head into the fall sports season, this is an exciting time to be a Rattler Booster. As you know, many times athletics is the university's first encounter and interaction with some of our stakeholders. So the work that you do as members of the Rattler Boosters is vitally important, not only for our athletic department, but for the university as a whole. Your support helps athletics play a key role in the overall ability for us to achieve our institutional goals. Some say athletics is the front porch to a university. After a year and a half of enduring the global COVID-19 pandemic, we are all looking forward to returning to some sense of normalcy. However, this pandemic is not over and the variants are surging in Florida. I want you to strongly encourage your constituents to continue the fight to keep yourselves and your families safe. I'm expecting all of our Rattler Boosters and supporters to get vaccinated to protect the people you love. If we work together, we can keep the excitement of athletic events and campus life alive. Remember, we can't be FAM without you getting vaccinated. So call the shot and let's protect the family. Like you, all of our stakeholders are finding ways to be supportive and pulling for us to win on the gridiron, diamond, track, and field. As it says in our alma mater, whatever the battle be. Let me assure you that no one wants FAMU athletics to strive more than me. When it comes to everything FAMU, we want to borrow a phrase from Coach Willie Simmons and the Rattler football team. Leave no doubt. Leave no doubt about who's the gold standard, not just in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, but in higher education in America, period. I know you will do your part to keep the world seeing the gleam and emanating from the eternal flame, because that's what Rattlers do. I join the Rattler Boosters and all who support our athletic program to produce winners and champions in the classroom, in their respective sports, and ultimately in life. The student athletic experience has impacts for years to come in terms of recruitment, feelings for this institution, and giving back to FAMU as well. How our athletes are appreciated should be paramount. It is essential to sustaining and elevating our program. After all, we want them to become Rattler boosters just like you when their playing days are over. Our student athletes are excelling in the classroom and producing outstanding grade point averages as they pursue their respective fields of study, even during these unprecedented times. It makes us all proud that FAMU student athletes are students first and athletes second. Rattlers everywhere were disappointed that we didn't have a 2020 football season or homecoming or Florida Blue, Florida Classic. We're all looking forward to an epic return this fall. As they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder. In our case, absence makes the Rattlers strike harder. Your continued support helps us produce outstanding teams as well as outstanding student athletes. Finally, we have much to be proud of as we move forward and execute excellence with caring in support of our student athletes. Rattler Boosters, thank you for what you do for FAMU, and let me encourage you to keep striking from the top. Thank you.
And now, the sound of experience. It's time to just get a glimpse now of the incomparable Marching 100.
I present to you the inventors of the Florida Classic. Orlando, the moment is here, and the feeling is right, and the time is now. From the highest of 7 hills, the capital of Florida, the most imitated band in the world, the incomparable, magnificent, fabulous, the #1 band in the world. The moment you've been waiting for, your wait is now over.
Piggly Wiggly, food for less. Piggly Wiggly is constantly making efforts to make sure we stay stocked with all of the items you need for your family. We partner with local suppliers to make sure you have the freshest meats and vegetables to pick from every day. Visit your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly store in Quincy and on the South Side in Tallahassee. Piggly Wiggly, food for less.
From one president to another, please welcome our president of the Boosters, Mr. Selvin Cobb.
Good evening, Rattler boosters and supporters. I am Selvin Cobb, the president of the board of directors for the FAMU Rattler Boosters. On behalf of our booster organization, I would like to welcome you to our virtual kickoff. We have an exciting program planned for you, but most of all, I want you to know that this is a fundraiser. It's a virtual fundraiser. And I'd just like to explain to you that Florida Agricultural Mechanical University Athletic Department is not state supported. It's not even state assisted. We have to raise all of the monies to operate our current athletic budget. Now, our level of expectation is up here, but currently our level of giving is lower. So I'm going to appeal to you today to join me in helping to close the gap by donating to our Homecoming Campaign Fund. Now, this fund began on August the 26th, and it's going to last until October the 25th. So if you're not going to donate today, don't worry, you got plenty of time to do so. I'm going to invite you to go to the FAMURattlerBoosters.com page, or our website rather. And there you can find out how you can donate via the website, or if you aren't comfortable donating via the website, we can do it the old-fashioned way. And that is, you can get a pen and pencil, or pen and a check, and write a check to the FAMU Foundation. Mail it to our post office box 5865, Tallahassee, Florida, 32314 zip. So again, I need you to help us close that gap between our level of expectation of winning with that level of giving. Thank you so much, and I hope that you really, really enjoy this program that we have for you today.
At this time, please welcome our first team up, the 2021 volleyball team.
Hi Rattlers, we're very excited to start the 2021 season. It's been a long time. We've taken the court here in Gaither, now Lawson. We have an excellent team coming back with a lot of returners and also new faces. Just played an exhibition game against Florida State. Great crowd, really love the energy in the gym, and very good volleyball overall. And changing conferences, I think, is going to be a positive for us this year. We're excited to add to the great tradition SWAC has in volleyball and see how we match up with some of those schools that have done very well in the conference. And I'm confident we'll put up a great product here to make all the Rattlers proud this year.
Hi, I'm Coach Canfield, assistant coach, Florida A&M University. This is my 5th season.
Hi, my name is Karina. I'm a right side from Orlando, Florida, and a grad student majoring in social work.
Hi, my name is Isis Williams. I'm a junior middle blocker from Dallas, Texas, and I'm majoring in pre-occupational therapy.
Hey, my name is Aybüke Kocabek from Istanbul, Turkey. I'm a grad student middle blocker studying in architecture.
Hello, my name is Alexis Mann, a 4th year biology pre-med major from Columbus, Ohio, and I'm a middle blocker.
Hi, my name is Kaylin Blathers. I'm a senior outside hitter from Tallahassee, Florida, majoring in cardiopulmonary science.
Hi, I'm Emerald Jacobs, a freshman outside hitter from Houston, Texas, and I'm majoring in physical therapy.
Hello, my name is Mariana Lanado. I'm a junior setter from Bogota, Colombia, majoring in chemical engineering.
Hi, my name is Kalia Todd, a freshman middle blocker from Birmingham, Alabama, majoring in nursing.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Robinson. I'm a freshman outside hitter from Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm majoring in health science.
Hi, my name is Brianna Wilson. I'm a junior middle blocker right side from San Antonio, Texas, majoring in architecture.
Hi, I'm Ira Muchar, a junior setter. My major is psychology. I'm from Izmir, Turkey.
Hello, I'm Radka Dimitrova from Sofia, Bulgaria, a graduate student majoring in sports management, and I play outside here.
Hi, my name is Dominique Washington. I'm a grad student outside hitter from Hoffman Estates, Illinois, pursuing a Master of Business Administration.
Hi, I'm Dominique Turner. I'm a sophomore libero DS from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm majoring in health sciences.
Hi, I'm Jessa Long. I'm a libero from Dixon, Illinois, and I'm a grad student studying sports management.
Please welcome the Vice President of the Rattler Boosters, one word, Joe, but Colonel Joe.
Good evening, Rattlers. I'm Ronald Joe. I'm proud to be the Vice President of the FAMU Rattler Boosters. And we are here to ask you to please give. Athletes, our student athletes cost money. Staffing costs money. We're in the season for football and for volleyball, but we're in it for all year long, and we need your support for all year long. Our coaches have to coach all year long. Our staff has to be staff all year long. We have worked hard to make it possible for you to give in a number of different ways. We have Eventbrite. We have a direct link that you will see during this production that will take you to account 2000. And you can kind of be like you're in church. You don't have to give it all, as has been said by our chairman, for fundraising. You have from now, the 28th, in this great program that you're going to enjoy, all the way through to the 25th of October, at which point in time we plan to present the check to the athletic department for at least $100,000. You can help us. We ask you to reach out and reach deep, as has been said, in your own pockets, but also to your friends. Rattlers are a premier program in the world. So you know somebody that loves the Rattlers. Ask them to give so that we can have a viable program. It's a great year. We've moved from the MEAC to the Southwest Athletic Conference, and we're ready to be champions and take it over. And we ask that you please dig deep. Let's give enough dollars to have our program financed and appear like it ought to. Without sitting down, I think I should also say that our athletic director and his staff have done a fantastic job. Just a year ago, our field house was appalling, and it was something to be ashamed of. It is fantastic now, and it's been done through the hard work of the present staff, and we owe it to support them and to support our athletes who are both being fantastic students and outstanding athletes. Thank you very much, and we hope you'll dig deep and give.
We all know the softball coach forever, Coach Veronica Wiggins. It's time now to take a look at her work for FAMU, and who's better to do it than Darryl Jones.
For 28 years, there's just one name in Lady Rattler softball, Wiggins. Veronica Wiggins, the all-time leading HBCU coach in wins, graduated scores of her players to careers as lawyers, doctors, dentists, teachers, and community leaders. But the one thing that makes Coach Wiggins most proud is when the same young ladies that she coached have now grown up to start their own families and teach important life lessons through softball and sportsmanship. For her 28 years as Queen of the Dugout, Coach Wiggins won the MEAC Championship in nearly half of them, 13 MEAC championships to be exact. Coach Wiggins is considered the dean of HBCU softball. Rightfully so. Coach Wiggins remains the only HBCU softball coach to win over 700 games. After graduating from FAMU, a young Veronica Wiggins was an assistant coach for 3 years before taking the helm as head coach of the Lady Rattler softball team. Since that glorious day, Lady Rattler softball, the MEAC, and NCAA history have not been the same.
Wow, you would say longevity, but it's not long. It's been a pleasure. This is a blessing to me. I've been able to have as many kids as 100 or plus. That's what they've been. They've been like my family, and I've been able to share it with a lot of different personalities. You know, I have 3 kids, and each one of them are different. So imagine the 100 plus, how many personalities I've dealt with. Some I could have wrung their neck, some I could have hugged them so tight, but that's the way it is. It's about life, and to see them move on, and that's what I'm gonna really miss, the young ladies that came to my life, make my life richer. I'm gonna miss that. You should see me stick my chest. I'm a proud mama. But most of all, they showing the future what's capable of being done. That's what I get out of that. The kids nowadays seeing what could be accomplished when they sit and see an alumni softball player that's a doctor, a lawyer, first time, editor. Those are the things that you should see the twinkle in their eye when they talk to their alumni. That's special. I here to play one pitch at a time, one strike at a time, one inning at a time, one ball at a time. But most of all, we come to do what? Play a game at a time! Do what? Play a game at a time! Ooh, I felt that.
Get ready to write your checks. Well, get the checkbooks out. No cash apps. Here's John C.
Good afternoon, Rattler boosters, Rattler supporters, fans of FAMU. We're coming to you today asking you to open your wallets again. This time, we want to give you a couple of facts. The boosters have been reorganized, and we're working hard to gain support for the student athletes of FAMU. That's where our monies go to. We have a few people who give a lot over the years, but we don't have enough of those that can give big sums at one time. But our strength lies in numbers. More than one person giving a little adds up to a lot. And that's what we're gonna ask you to do. We're giving you time from August to October 25th to make your donation. If you have to make more than one, we don't care, just so that you are able to give and realize that you're helping Florida A&M, your school, your university, the place that you graduated from, or the place that your son or daughter graduated from. We need your help. As the president said, we don't get any money from the state. Any monies that go into athletics for our student athletes is raised by somebody outside. And we're the direct support organization for athletics. We're asking you to dig deep, help us, even though you bought your tickets, your season tickets, even though you've invested in champions, we need you to give a little bit more. Just like you have to get fed and get transportation to the game, the athletes have to get fed, get transportation to the game to perform for you and me. So please, look deep into your wallet and come up with that large number and give, give, give. Thank you.
Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity, Lord, to do what you've given us the ability to do. Lord, we thank you for the fans. We pray that you keep everyone safe. Lord, that you keep us safe from danger seen and unseen. Lord, bless the officials. Lord, bless the fans. Lord, bless this football team. Lord, cover us from the crowns of our head to the soles of our feet. Bless the coaches. Bless the support staff. Bless this administration, Lord. And Lord, just give these guys the ability to go out and play for you, Lord. Play for FAMU. Play for one another. Lord, in all things we give you honor. We give you praise. We give you glory. These many blessings are in your most precious holy Son's name. Whose Father? Our Father, which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us our trespasses. Give those trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation. Lead us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever. All right, here we go. Bring it here tight real quick, guys. You guys have been here, know what we're doing. Everybody else follow along. Good day today, baby. Great day today, baby. Great day. Now let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's a great day today. Now let's go. That is at the university seal. Only the president gets to do charge. If he's not here, the next in charge goes. So you go provost. Greg Lawson.
I told him, I said, find me on YouTube.
Hey, I'm telling you, it's Greg Lawson. The green team, green team got Rashawn and Izzy. White team got Sap and John. Dial them up.
Hey, I gotta ask you about a call now.
Which one?
I want to do rodeo. No more.
If they know how to do it.
Huh? Maskless now. I'm telling the police out here. It's okay.
Hey, when we kick PATs, are we kicking?
Yes.
Do we just keep the linemen that are in the game out there?
Yeah, so the center comes out, the center, snapper, remember, it's on the thing. Center.
I saw it. I just want to make sure. I apologize.
So keep all the linemen out, just take the center out. Oh, what are you doing? Day. Hey, just run the in route. Just run the in. You got time to do all that. Hey, Jay, keep your feet moving now. Keep your feet moving.
At the Star Spangled Banner.
I think they're kicking that way. I think. Joe, where they kicking?
They kicking over here.
Kicking this way?
No, kicking that way.
All right, return it. One on each team. One on each team. Tick, Terrell, tick.
28-yard line.
Ready. Block.
Yep. Good job. Hey, Kermit. Can you hold? Can you hold?
No, in high school I was just a kicker.
You can't hold?
I never tried it.
Can you catch?
Yeah.
Oh, you can hold it. Y'all going that way?
It's time to pump it up with FAMU cheerleaders.
I'm Cherish Glenn, a freshman from Plant City, Florida.
My name is Jada Stieber, a senior from Jacksonville, Florida.
I am Amon Baker, a third-year pre-physical therapy student from Tallahassee, Florida.
My name is Nairia Hunt, a senior from Panama City, Florida.
My name is Kayla Priester, a junior from St. Petersburg, Florida.
I am Brianna Taylor, a junior from Tampa, Florida.
I am Tiara Smith, a freshman from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hello, I am Jenna Tavares, a senior from Tallahassee, Florida.
I'm Jalea Williams, a junior from Boston, Massachusetts.
I am Tamara Moore, a freshman from Destin, Florida.
I am Dominique Shelton, a junior from Destin, Florida.
I am Ashlyn Bowles from Atlanta, Georgia.
Greetings, my name is Tiffany Glib, a second year from Port St. Lucie, Florida.
My name is Asia Ussery. I'm a sophomore from Livonia, Michigan.
Greetings, my name is Kayla McKinney and I am a senior from Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm Rebecca Dawson, I'm a second year and I'm from Kissimmee, Florida.
Greetings, I am Rachel Drakeford, a third year from Atlanta, Georgia.
I am Gabriella Akechi, a sophomore from Tampa, Florida.
I am Janelle Cotton, a sophomore from Tallahassee, Florida.
I am Genesis Hines, a freshman from Atlanta, Georgia.
My name is Daisha Gardner. I'm a sophomore from Chicago, Illinois.
I am Naja Andrews, a freshman from Tampa, Florida.
I am Hope Matthews, a second year from Queens, New York. Go Rattlers.
I am Nia Rankin, a sophomore from Maryland.
My name is Naila Clarington, a junior from Conyers, Georgia.
Piggly Wiggly, food for less. We partner with local suppliers to make sure you have the freshest meats and vegetables to pick from every day. Piggly Wiggly follows strict guidelines to make sure our stores are safe and sanitary for you to shop. Visit your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly store in Quincy and on the South Side in Tallahassee. Piggly Wiggly, food for less.
lives being lost. Can someone tell me why? Oh, why? Why did our hopes die? Deception, frustration, confusion. It seems like we are losing. It's the worst, but we're the best when we come together. United we stand, together we can win as one. Yes, we can overcome. Stand strong, let fear be gone. We can be together as one. Love's the way we all overcome. No hate or pain, because we can live together as one. Love's the way we all overcome. We overcome. No matter who you are or where you come from, whether from the left or right, whether woman, man, child, brown, black, or white, love is the only way for us to turn the wrong to right. And together we will rise. Stand strong, let fear be gone. We can be together as one. Love's the way we all overcome. No hate or pain, because we can live together as one. Love's the way we all overcome. Stand strong, yeah, as one. Love's the way we all overcome. No hate, no pain, love's the way we all overcome. Together as one. Love's the way we overcome. No hate, no pain. We will live together. Love is the way we all love is the way. No more hate, no more pain. Love's the way we all overcome. We can be together as one.
Greetings, Rattlers. Courtney Gaucher, Vice President and Director of Athletics here at Florida A&M. We are really excited about this opportunity to engage you and facilitate additional support to our athletic program. 2020 was a bittersweet year with a lot of challenges in front of us. However, our priority and our focus remain the same: to develop a first-class student athlete experience. We're really excited about what 2020 will hold. Season football tickets are on sale now. Make sure that you get yours. And we are very hopeful that we will be in a place to fill Bragg Memorial Stadium in a safe and healthy manner. Don't be left out. But most importantly, the student athlete experience is what we're here to talk about today. We need your support more than ever right now to facilitate the much needed nutritional needs, scholarship support, and additional needs to support a Division I athletics program. So please help me and join our favorite Rattlers with generating revenue to support our athletic program and the young men and women that we serve here at Florida A&M. From the bottom of my heart and the entire Department of Athletics, we would like to personally thank each and every one of our boosters and donors who have supported our program in the past and in the future. We couldn't do it without you. Again, please help us strike from the top and take our program to unprecedented heights. Without your support, without your commitment, we could not do it. Again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we appreciate your support in our program.
The PGA Tour has made a concerted effort to ensure that minorities have an opportunity to get exposure to and access to golf on the highest level. Developing the Advocates PGA Tour has been critical in providing opportunities for minority golfers to further their experience in professional golf. The APGA came out with its first ever collegiate rankings earlier this year, and FAMU senior Moby Dillard IV sat atop the rankings. On May 26th, the final 2021 rankings were released, and Dillard maintained his spot atop the rankings after a phenomenal season where he led the Rattler golf team to a historic season and 2 major firsts. The Rattlers won the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference Championship for the first time in school history. That win afforded them their second piece of history, automatic qualification to play in the NCAA Division I Regional Golf Tournament.
So I would say coming into FAMU, I came mostly for the School of Business and Industry, and then also I played golf a lot when I was younger, so I did want to play golf in college. That was a dream of mine to play Division I golf in college, and when I got here, I knew that we had a pretty solid team, and my intentions coming here just to play as good a golf as possible, grind through everything. But at first, my first path was that I was going to get my business degree and go into corporate America. And I would say probably my sophomore year is when things completely turned around, and I started playing really well, started seeing a lot of the practice and the work that I was putting in was paying off in my tournaments and in my play. And that's when I really got close with Kamaya Johnson, who's now a PGA professional, and he was like, bro, I don't know why you wouldn't take the opportunity to try to go pro. And then ever since then, my kind of mindset changed. I definitely wanted to make sure that I finished with my business degree, so that would be a plan B for me. But I mean, again, even since when I was young, my goal was to play professional golf in some type of way when I got older, and I'm glad that everything worked out the way it did at FAMU with all the help from Coach Rice and my teammates just pushing me and stuff, and I'm glad that I'll have the opportunity to potentially play as a professional golfer once I graduate.
Moby being number one, it really didn't change him, because he knew if he changes, that ranking's going to change. So, the guys were super humbled by it. They were super, what a great, how can you not take that as a positive thing that, the rest of the world, or rest of the country is saying that 4 of the top 5 guys are on our campus.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. Through the Advocates, we were able to play at Torrey Pines. We played in the Pro-Am, and then we played Saturday at Torrey Pines North course, and it was amazing. Being able to warm up on the actual greens that the professionals were putting on, and warming up at the range that the pros were hitting on, it was just. It was an experience where I could definitely see myself being there one day with the PGA, and just the environment and everybody just, coaches walking around and making sure that their players are at the top of their game. It was just an amazing experience to see, and even playing with the Advocates, everybody on the Advocates has made sure to show me a great amount of support, and making sure to, tell me you're not very far, you're close to your goal, just keep grinding, keep your head on straight. And that whole experience, being able to play as an AM with professional golfers, with people who have played on the PGA, who have played on the Korn Ferry, and who aspire to play on the PGA and Korn Ferry, it's just something that I can't put into words. It's amazing. When I first got here, I knew that the goal coming in was to leave FAMU golf better than I came into it, and I feel like everything that we've been through as a team, the guys just hanging out, golfing, grinding, schoolwork, everything has come together. We've all grown tremendously as people, and it's been a great experience to put FAMU golf on the map.
The wait is over. The next voice you'll hear is Shotgun, Coach Willie Simmons, and the Rattlers of FAMU.
J. Jackson Williams, 6'5", 300, offensive line, Moreno Valley, California, graduate, sports management.
I am Junior Muratovic. I am 6'3", 205, quarterback from Orlando, Florida. I'm a freshman, pharmacy major.
I'm Keenan Forbes. I'm 6'3". I weigh 320 pounds. I'm an offensive lineman. I'm from Miami, Florida. I have 2 degrees in criminal justice, interdisciplinary studies, and right now I'm studying sports management.
Greetings, my name is Bishop Bonnet. I'm 5'7", 170 pounds. I play running back from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm a 2-time graduate. My first degree is in construction engineering. My second one is in interdisciplinary studies, and I'm looking to get my 3rd degree in health leader science.
I'm Brian Crawford, a 6'2", 305-pound guard from Pahokee, Florida, with an undergrad degree in business administration and pursuing my master's in sports management.
Jalen Brayboy, 6'3", 305 guard from Jacksonville, Florida. First undergraduate degree in psychology, second one getting in sociology.
My name is Julius Duarte. I'm 6 foot, 215 pounds. I'm a kicker. I'm from Ocala, Florida. My first degree is a bachelor's of construction engineering, and I'm pursuing a master's in civil engineering.
My name is Orlando Hector II. I am 6'3", 345 pounds. I play offensive guard, and I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm pursuing a degree in interdisciplinary studies.
Hello, my name is Nick Dixon. I'm 6'2". I weigh 210 pounds. I play tight end. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm majoring in health, leisure, and fitness studies, and I'm a junior.
My name is Kamari Thompson, 6'5", 290-pound offensive tackle from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a third-year computer science student.
I am Christopher Sanders II, a 5'10", 185-pound receiver from Detroit, Michigan. I am a third-year electronic engineering major.
My name is Dede Oxendon. I'm 5'10", 175 pounds. My position wide receiver. I'm from St. Augustine, Florida, and my major is philosophy and religion.
My name is Delonis Kabir. I'm 6'4", I'm 320 pounds. I play offensive line. I'm from Belle Glade, Florida, and I'm a criminal justice student.
Eddie Tillman III. I'm 5'10", I weigh 205 pounds. I play running back. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm a pre-physical therapy major, and I'm class of 2022.
My name is DeAndre Francis Jr. I'm 5'6", I weigh 165 pounds. I play running back. I'm from Miami, Florida. I'm a major in architecture, and I'm class of 25.
How you doing? My name is Ja'Cory Jordan. I'm 6'4", 195 pounds, freshman quarterback from Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm majoring in business administration.
My name is Chris Fadul. I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds. I'm a punter. I'm from Lebanon, Beirut. I'm a biology major and I'm a senior.
My name is Lawrence Martinez. I'm a 6'1", 210 long snapper from Apopka, Florida. I'm a sophomore and my major is criminal justice.
I'm TJ Lee, 6'3", 325 freshman O-lineman from Bama, Georgia, and I'm majoring in business admin.
My name is Chad Brooks, 6'4", 300 pound, freshman offensive lineman from St. Petersburg, Florida, majoring in criminal justice.
My name is Kamari Young, a 6'3", 240-pound tight end from right here in Tallahassee, Florida, and I'm a third-year information technology student.
Ricky Taylor, 6'2", 295, freshman offensive lineman from Miami, Florida. My major is Health Leaders Fitness.
I'm Austin Kermay. I'm a 6 foot, 175 pound kicker from St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm a political science major and I'll be a freshman.
Christian Mastramico, 5'10", 190, long snapper from Orlando, Florida, business administration senior.
I am Charles Davis, 6'5", 310 pound, freshman offensive lineman from Marianna, Florida, mechanical engineering major. Terrell Jennings, 6'1", 225-pound running back from Jacksonville, Florida, third-year criminal justice major.
Jamari Sharif, 5'7", 165 pounds, wide receiver, Houston, Texas, major, criminal justice.
My name is Jordan White, a 6'3", 300-pound offensive lineman, hailing from Gaston County, Florida, majoring in social work, 2025.
Rocky Scott III, 6'1", 185. Play receiver. I'm from Miami-Dade. My major is business administration. This is gonna be my third year.
My name is Leonardo Zavazo. I'm a 5'8", 180 kicker from Miami, Florida. My major is business administration and I'm a freshman.
I'm Chad Hunter, sociology graduate. I'm 6'1", 185, play wide receiver. I'm from Tallahassee, Florida.
I'm Xavier Smith. I'm a 5'9", 170-pound receiver from Haines City, Florida. My major is health, leisure, and fitness.
My name is Caleb Parker. I'm 6'5", a 205-pound tight end from Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm a third-year IDS major.
I'm Cameron Sapp, class of 23. I'm a psychology major, 6'3", 215, quarterback from Jacksonville, Florida.
Rashawn McKay, 6'2", 205 pounds, quarterback from Miami, Florida, junior, criminal justice major.
My name is David Manigo, 6'4", 200-pound receiver, fourth-year criminal justice major from Decatur, Georgia.
Akil Muhammad, 6 foot, 185-pound freshman wide receiver from the east side of Atlanta, Georgia, first-year business major.
Jeremiah Pruitt, 6'6", 230-pound tight end. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a sociology major, and I'm a junior.
My name is Blake Burgess. I'm 5'10", I weigh 160. I play wide receiver. I'm from Liberty City. My major is criminal justice and I'm a junior.
Jabbar Martin, 6'5", 315-pound offensive tackle from Jasper, Florida. I'm a freshman and I'm a health and fitness leisure major. My name is Cameron Coven, 6'4", 290-pound offensive lineman from Albany, Georgia. And I'm a third-year sociology major.
My name is Jalen Spady. I'm a 6'3", 317-pound offensive lineman from El Paso, Texas. I am a fifth-year IDS major.
name is Joshua Francis. I'm a 6'5", 290-pound offensive lineman from St. Croix, USVI, and I'm a third-year architecture major.
My name is Christian Jones. I'm a 5'11", 160-pound wide receiver from Tampa, Florida, and I'm a first-year majoring in health, leisure, and fitness.
Xander McCleary, 6 foot, 220-pound running back from Orlando, Florida, senior major in health science.
My name is Jalen Black. I'm 6'3", 220-pound tight end from Gaston County, Florida. I'm majoring in biology, pre-med. I'm in my third year.
My name is Derek Hall, 5'10", 188-pound wide receiver from Indianapolis, Indiana, third-year business major.
My name is Christopher Jerry. I am a fifth-year criminal justice major. I am 5'10", 170 pounds. My position is defensive back, and I am from right here in Tallahassee, Florida.
My name is Isaiah Land, fourth-year sociology major. I'm 6'4", 215, and I play defensive end. I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Courtney Cox, 5'11", fourth-year health, leisure, and fitness major from Atlanta, Georgia, defensive back.
What's up, everybody? My name is BJ Bowler. I'm 5'7", 180. I'm a defensive back from Orlando, Florida, and I'm a fourth-year nursing major.
Kwame Clark, 5'10", 185-pound safety from Jacksonville, Florida, and a fourth-year econ major.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Monterey Brown, 5'11", 205 linebacker from Tallahassee, Florida. My major is physical education. I'm a redshirt sophomore and junior in the classroom.
My name is Sheldon Walker. I'm 6'2", 190 pounds. I'm from Tallahassee, Florida. I play safety, and I'm a second-year physical therapy major.
What's up, y'all? Winston Frazier, junior, 6'3" corner, 190, hometown Miami, Florida. Business major, freshman.
Lovey Jenkins, 6 foot, 195, defensive back from Orlando, Florida. Sophomore, major in criminal justice.
Yo, what's good? I'm Jabbar Jadon, 6'1", 175, defensive back from Jacksonville, Florida, studying business administration, fourth year.
Andre Powell Jr., 5'11", 195, safety from Naples, Florida. I'm a freshman business major.
Yo, my name is Abu Bengar, 6'3", 260 pounds, defensive line from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm a psychology fourth-year major.
Stanley Mentor, 6'1", 315, defensive tackle out of Orlando, Florida. Criminal justice major, third year.
Richard Summers, I'm from Tallahassee, Florida, 6'2", 345. I play defensive line. My major is criminal justice. I'm a third year.
Nadarius Fagan, 6'1", 215, linebacker, hometown Goose, Florida. I'm a criminal justice major and I'm a senior.
Kyle Jackson, 6'1", 230, linebacker, New Orleans, Louisiana, fourth-year civil engineering major.
My name is Chris Mateo, 6'3", 230, defensive line from North Miami, Florida, third-year criminal justice major.
My name is Savion Williams. I'm 6'4", 280. I'm from Washington, D.C. My major is business management, and I'm a senior.
Ronaldo Flowers Jr., 5'10", 245, defensive lineman from Miami, Florida, graduate student athlete, sports management.
My name is Justin Cooks. I'm 6'3", 255. I play defensive line. I'm from Tampa, Florida. I'm majoring in psychology, fourth year.
Hello, Rattler Nation. My name is Malcolm Moultrie. I'm 6'1", 290, defensive tackle from Pensacola, Florida, second year social work major.
My name is Demetrius Powell. I am 6 foot, 215 pounds, linebacker out of Tampa, Florida, fourth year criminal justice major.
Hello, my name is Anthony Davis. I'm 6'2", 215. I play defensive end, hometown Orlando, Florida. My major, Allied Health Sciences, second year.
Jolin Gilly, 6'2", 305-pound defensive tackle, Tallahassee, Florida, third-year pre-physical therapy student.
I am Javier Morgan, 5'11", 185 pounds. I play safety. I'm from Gainesville, Florida. I major in economics, and I'm a third year.
I'm Donald Hall, 6'3", 315, defensive tackle from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm a third-year health science major.
Kamari Brown, 6'2", 255. I play D-line. I'm from Taylor County, Florida. I'm a first-year physical therapist major.
I'm Cameron Smith, 6'5", 245, defensive lineman from Florence, Alabama, fourth-year psychology major.
Troy Hilton, 6'3", 190 corner out of Palm Bay, Florida, senior physical therapy student.
My name is Jeremiah,
I'm 6 foot, 185, out of Apopka, Florida. I play safety. I am a third-year accounting student.
My name is Mikael McClinton, 5'11", 215-pound linebacker from Sanford, Florida. My major is business administration. I'm third year.
Darren Mayweather, 6 foot, 240, linebacker, Fort Worth, Texas, agribusiness major, and I'm a graduate student.
Tevin Griffey, 5'11", 174, cornerback from Windermere, Florida. I'm a second-year psych major.
Monroe Watson, 6'2", 205, safety from Los Angeles, California, fourth-year criminal justice major.
Hello, I'm Khalil Lyons, 6'1", 235, from Miami, Florida, defensive line, fourth-year philosophy major.
Johnny Chaney Jr., 6'2", 215, linebacker from Orlando, Florida, first-year business major.
Justin Hunt, 6 foot, 290, play D-line, Gainesville, Florida, second-year psychology major.
Carl Neesmith, 6'3", 215, outside linebacker from Jacksonville, Florida, first-year sociology major.
Tim Williams, 6'2", 190, DB out of Miami, Florida. I'm a third-year criminal justice major.
Eric Smith, 5'10", 170, DB out of Opelika, Florida, third-year criminal justice major.
Michael Marshall Joseph Jr., I'm 6'4", 305 pounds. I play defensive line. My hometown, Miami, Florida. My major is physical therapy.
My name is Tamari Brown. I'm 6'3", 310 pounds. I play defensive line. I'm from Taylor County, Florida. I am a first-year engineering major.
My name is Roger James. I'm 6'3", 210. I play defensive line. I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida, and I'm a second-year journalism communications major.
Khalif Copeland, 5'10", 175, DB from Jacksonville, Florida. A red shirt junior and graphic design major.
My name is Kewan Smith, 5'7", 176 pounds, cornerback out of Richmond Heights, Florida, third-year criminal justice major.
Marquise Bell, 6'2", 205 pounds, defensive back, hometown Bristol, New Jersey. I'm a senior, interdisciplinary studies.
I'm Blake Simpson, 5'11", 190, from Atlanta, Georgia, wide receiver, fourth-year agribusiness major.
Antoine Collier, 6'2", 205, defensive back. I'm from Miami, Florida. My major is criminal justice, and I'm a grad transfer.
I'm Ricky Murray. I'm 5'10", 185, defensive back. I'm from Montecito, Florida. My major is political science and exercise science, and I'm a junior.
My name is Traquan Butler, 5'9", 185, play cornerback, hometown Richmond Heights, Florida. Major, general health major, third year.
My name is Ari Allen Jr. I'm 5'11", 225, West Chapel, Florida. I play linebacker, fourth year psychology major.
And we are live. I am here with head coach Willie Simmons getting ready for the 2021 season at Kickoff. First, we'd like to give props to the Rattler boosters for putting on the Kickoff. In this virtual environment, things can be kind of difficult, but they've found a way to get it done. That's President Selvin Cobb, Vice President Colonel Ron Joe, and Kickoff Chair John C. Big props to those guys. But Coach, man, introductions, I heard a lot of degrees in those introductions, Coach.
Well, that's what it's all about. You know, we're very excited about the number of graduates that we'll have this year. We have guys on the team this year with multiple degrees. Keenan Forbes, Bishop Bonnet, those guys have graduated twice already from Florida A&M. So just to know that these guys take their academic endeavors just as serious, if not even more, than their football endeavors really makes me happy and proud as a head coach. And I know Rattler Nation is really excited about that as well.
All right, just want to remind you, if you're watching us live on YouTube, feel free to submit questions to Coach in the chat, and we'll try to get you on. Once again, thanks for joining us for the 2021 Rattler Booster Kickoff. It is football season. If nothing says football season, the Rattler Booster Kickoff says football season. The football team, the band, the cheerleaders, the volleyball team, that gets everyone excited. So, Coach, just about a week away from the from the opener of the 2021 season after not having a 2020 season. Are you able to temper your feelings to kind of stay level-headed? I know you're excited to get back into playing college football.
Yeah, we're very excited. We've had 19 phenomenal practices so far. Obviously, we have 6 more before we take the field September 5th down in Miami Gardens in the Orange Blossom Classic versus Jackson State. So the fact that we haven't played a live football game in over 650 days really puts this whole thing in perspective. We really saw over the last year how precious this game really is, and that it can be taken away from us at any moment. So I like to think that I have a football team that's hungry, that's ready to play, but who also understands what this game means and how to approach it because of what we've seen over the last year and a half with this pandemic.
Now, Coach, people who've been Rattler fans for years and try to keep up with the players, it's going to be extra difficult, as in all teams during this COVID environment. There's transition. There's players that just simply could not enjoy their seniors, come back and enjoy the senior season that the NCAA gave them because they have to go and start working. But a whole bunch of new additions and transfer-ins and 2 freshman classes are in-house now. Talk about some of the highlight newcomers.
Yeah, well, obviously this is all unprecedented. We've never encountered something like this before. So the fact that this football team technically has 2 senior classes, but also has 2 freshman classes is something that's very, very unique. But we're all facing the same challenges. So, and obviously what I mean by that, every student athlete who would have been a senior in their last year eligibility in 2020 was granted an extra year by the NCAA. And so that 2020 senior class got to return in 2021 as what we like to call now super seniors. So those guys are in their many of those guys are in their 6th year of college competition. And then you have the guys who would enter their senior year in 2021 this year, which is this year. And so we have 2 senior classes, but then on the flip side, all of the guys we signed in the 2020 class who came in didn't get to play last season. So they didn't waste their year. So now they're all back as technically freshmen again. And we signed a high school class in 2021. So we have 2 incoming freshman classes as well. So it's a very interesting dynamic, but these guys have really worked hard to gel and mesh. So you look at the team, it's a huge gap between some of the super seniors, who are upwards to 24 years old, and even the freshmen who are some even 17 at this point. So yeah, we feel like an NFL team now, right now with the age disparities between the guys. But again, great group of guys. Very excited to see them compete in a week, in a little over a week. But I think Rattler Nation will be impressed with how this team has come together.
Well, Miss D. Abu's mom says, "Go Rattlers," and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sending your big son to FAMU. Coach, Jackson State is first on the slate. It's a big game. It appears to be one of the biggest games in HBCU football, definitely in recent memory. How do you keep the guys focused and not getting caught up in the hype, because there's a lot of hype being thrown out there, and it's not just Deion Sanders. It's just the whole media world. It seems like the sports world is putting hype on this game.
Well, my old defensive coordinator, Ralph Street, who's obviously transitioned on and is now coaching at Marshall, always told the guys it's a big game because we're in it. And so we take that mindset that, one, it's a big game because we're in it, and for us, we don't say that one game is bigger than the next. I think that keeps you from that emotional roller coaster that athletes sometimes go on. For us, it's the biggest game of our lives, but it's the biggest game of our lives because it's the next one on the schedule, and it's the one that we get to play. We don't get to play any other ones until we play this one. So as long as we take that mindset that we approach this game the same way we approach every other game, work hard every single day to mentally, physically prepare ourselves to do what needs to be done come kickoff. That's our charge every single day. So fundamentally, with our tempo, with our schemes, everything that we do is in preparation of being prepared and ready to go on September 5th. And if we do that better than our competition, we give ourselves a better chance of success. And so that's our mindset every day. So we're not focusing on the game. We're focusing on what I have to do every day to prepare myself for the game. And that I think, keeps us from reading the press clippings and maybe getting a little ahead of ourselves.
Wow. Once again, I am Vaughn Wilson here with head coach Willie Simmons. This is the Rattler Boosters 2021 kickoff, and it's also a fundraiser. So make sure you go on FAMURattlerBoosters.com, FAMURattlerBoosters.com. There are several ways to give. I think Colonel Joe will come pick up a check if you got to do that, but there are several ways, and we will make it as convenient as possible so that you can donate, so that we can make sure that our teams are successful. Speaking of donations and making successful, Coach, talk about the nutrition program and how that was bolstered by donations.
Well, first off, I can't say enough about the 220 Quarterback Club. Under the leadership of President Selvin Cobb, Selvin Cobb's president, right? Is Selvin president?
He's the president of Boosters.
Oh, Boosters, okay. It is the 220.
They both contributed to
so
everybody contributed to it.
But yeah, so with Eddie Jackson and Colonel Joe, when we talked about after our first season in 2018, I went to Eddie and gave a presentation at the 220 Club and talked about kind of why we faltered the last 3 games of that season. It wasn't necessarily because teams were better than we were, or we didn't put a good game plan together. We were physically beat down. Our bodies could not sustain the rigors of an 11-game football season. And so, when we talked about that and we talked about our lack of nutrition within the program, Eddie said, "Say less." Well, he didn't. That's the new age saying, but he said, "Say no more." So immediately he began a fundraising campaign. And with the help of the 220 Club, the boosters, alumni all throughout the United States, we were able to start building a nutritional program for our guys so that now, after workouts, after practices, they get those key nutrients put back in their bodies in the form of muscle milk, fruit, bars, something as simple as peanut butter and jelly, all of those things that we need to replenish ourselves and sustain ourselves over the course of a 5-month football season. And it's been, again, words can't describe it. We saw the immediate impact in 2019 about how our guys were able to sustain and win those late ball games. And then when Rattler Nation sees the way that this current edition of Rattler football looks, they're going to be blown away because of that nutrition. So our guys are bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, and that's a testament to Cole Forney in the job that he's done in the weight room. But Cole will be the first to tell you he cannot do his job if those guys don't have proper nutrition. So again, my hat goes out to everyone who's contributed to our nutritional campaign. It never stops. Obviously, nutrition is something that we always need. Food is perishable, so apples go bad, bananas go bad, peanut butter and jelly will go bad if you leave it out long enough. And so we have to continue to replenish those things so that our student athletes can nourish themselves, not just a football team, but other sports as well, to take care of ourselves because, again, as an athlete, you have to eat more than just the 3 squares that the cafeteria provides to be able to, again, go through the rigors of practicing every day, competing every day, and doing all the things that it takes to be a top-tier student athlete.
All right, Coach, time to talk personnel. And I might as well start with the elephant in the room. Have you named a starting quarterback yet?
Well, right now, we're still in the process of determining who will actually take the first snap. I think, and today, obviously, with Ryan Stanley graduating and everything that he's done, naturally the question is who replaces him. Well, right now in our mind, we have 3 guys that we feel confident can go in and get the job done. Rashawn McKay is the incumbent. He's the one that has the college experience. He was Ryan's backup over the 2018 and 2019 seasons, came in and won a big game in overtime against A&T, went on the road the very next week and won the game against Morgan State. So he's shown in actual live games that he can do what needs to be done for us to be successful. Cameron Sapp, for anyone who was able to see our last scrimmage this spring, showed the type of ability he has as a dual threat guy. He's the most efficient runner that we have in the bunch, can throw the ball well enough, and really is a dynamic football player when things start to come together. And then I wouldn't say the surprise because I saw it from his high school film. I knew it from the conversations that we had during the recruiting process. But Junior Murtovic has really come in and opened a lot of eyes as a true freshman. Just picking up the offense, really taking command, his feel for the game, his approach to the game, his leadership abilities. He's done a lot to really throw himself in that mix. And so what started out as a two-man race has really become a three-man race. And we have a few more days before we have to make that final determination of who will take that first snap. But I think it's key for everyone to understand that just because a player takes the first snap of the game against Jackson State doesn't necessarily mean they'll take every snap. So it's very conceivable that you may see all three of those guys at some point during the Orange Blossom Classic.
Well, Coach, one thing about that we noticed on those introductions, we have a lot of offensive linemen, and they're big. Talk about the offensive line.
Well, that's where it starts for us. We had a great season in 2019. Threw the ball as well as anybody in the country. Obviously, Ryan was MEAC Player of the Year. But the one thing we didn't do very well was run the football. And so once Coach Jackson left and transitioned to the University of Tennessee, it was my charge to find the best the offensive line coach out there. And fortunately for us, a guy that I had worked with in the past, Ryan Stanchek, was a part of the Southern Miss staff that had unfortunately been let go. And so he was kind of looking. And Ryan's played high-level football as an All-American at West Virginia, had a brief stint in the NFL, and during his time as an offensive line coach and coordinator at Alcorn State, they won 5 straight divisional titles and finished in the top 15 in rushing every year. When we were together in 2014, we won the SWAC championship, the first one, and then obviously finished, I think, 3rd in the country in rushing. And so I know what he brings to the table in the form of running the football, and we have some big guys that should be able to get that done. So starting with our All-American Keenan Forbes, who's our right guard, 6'3", 335-pound guy, very athletic, strong as an ox. And, NFL scouts have come through every week to check out Keenan. We made a switch at the center position. Jalen Spady, who's the son of Coach James Spady, our associate head coach and special teams coordinator, tight ends coach, now moves to center. And Brian Crawford, who manned the center position for the last 2 years, has moved over to left guard. So we made that switch this spring. And then at left tackle, J. Jackson Williams, FSU transfer, has really done a phenomenal job there. He came to us about 320, and now he's about 295. And so he's lost 25 pounds from the spring to now. Body looks great. He's moving around extremely well, and I expect them to have a huge year. And then at the right tackle position, Cameron Colvin is probably the most improved player on our football team from where he was in 2019 to where he is now. And then Kamari Thompson's another guy that's going to plug in at one of those tackle spots if need be. But we have a lot of quality depth. We have a lot of talented guys. The deepest offensive line that I've ever been a part of, and I definitely believe we'll have a unit that's able to set the tone for us offensively, running the ball, protecting the quarterbacks, getting out on screens, all the things that we need to do to be successful. And Coach Stanchek's doing a phenomenal job with that unit.
Well, Coach, I heard you say earlier at a press conference this year that you were going to involve the tight ends more. You wanted to involve the tight ends more. Talk about who we have at tight end.
Yeah, for our offense to be as dynamic as it needs to be, I think we need flexibility at that position. If you look at the NFL game now and even a lot of major college football, that quote-unquote positionless player, it really makes it hard to defend. So we call them tight ends, but for us, they're technically H-backs. They can play out wide. They can play in the backfield. They can attach to the line of scrimmage, and they give us flexibility to be able to line up in many different looks and not necessarily have to change personnel. And that's what we want to be able to do. And so starting with Kamari Young, Kamari is a local product right here in Tallahassee, played at Godby High School. Kamari came in as a freshman and started every game for us in 2019. He's done a great job. Has really developed his body. He's about 245 now at 6'3". Has really good ball skills, and I think Kamari can be a dynamic tight end for us in this league. Nick Dixon, his high school teammate, another local product at Godby High School. Nick came in as a wideout and has put on some good quality pounds and has made the transition to tight end. So Nick's 6'2". He's about 220, but still has that receiver skill set. Can run routes, has phenomenal ball skills, but he's tough as nails. He'll really get in there and mix it up with with defensive linemen and linebackers. Jeremiah Pruitt's a guy that I think people need to keep their eye on. You know, Jeremiah is one of those transfers you talked about. One of the tallest guys on our team, over 6'5", 225 pounds. Another converted wide receiver, so he's still learning the nuances of the tight end position. But boy, is he talented. I mean, he can run, great ball skills. He's strong, you know, tough as nails. So he'll have a profound role on this team once things kind of slow down. He's battled some injuries since he's been here, but when he's on the field, he's shown his big playability. And then the other two guys, Jalen Black, another local product from right here in Gadsden County, came to us as a freshman, and Caleb Parker is returning off of injury that he sustained in 2019, but he's another 6'5", 215-pound guy that can really, really run. So when you look at the position, out of the 5 bodies, Kamar is the only one that came in as a tight end. All the other 4 guys, Nick Dixon, Jeremiah, Jalen Black, and Caleb Parker, all played wide receiver in high school. So that wide receiver skill set, they came in, they benefited from that nutrition that we just talked about, put in some great quality pounds, got stronger, and now they can handle that physicality that the tight end position requires, but also give us matchups outside, and that's what we really want. So we're excited about the position, looking forward to seeing how they can take advantage of a lot of the mismatches that they'll get this year.
Well, Coach, let's just stick with the receivers. We did the tight ends, and you've got one of the best cores of wide receivers, maybe in FAMU history, but definitely one of the best in FCS. Just talk about that wide receiver core.
Well, I mean, what can I say about the 2021 edition of the Rack Boys? You know, the Rack Boys 2.0. So shout out to the original Rack Boys, Jacquay, Kanan, Bendros, all those guys that lit up the scoreboard.
Dennis Bonga, who never gets any credit.
Bonga, local boy. You know, all those guys. And, you know, so this group, once they came together about midway through 2018 and we saw the ability that they had, we kind of started dubbing them the next edition. So Rack Boys 2.0, but just as close as that group was, same type of big playability, and it starts with Xavier Smith, you know, our preseason All-American, first team All-Conference All-American in 2019, led the conference in receiving, in catches, receptions, I think was second in touchdowns, and he's a guy that, again, NFL scouts are coming through every day to look at. You know, Xavier's a 5'10", 175-pound guy that can fly. You know, I tell the scouts all the time, he's quicker than he is fast. When you say that about people, typically that means he's not very fast, but he's really quick. So he makes plays because he's quick. I tell him Xavier's quicker than he is fast, but he is fast, you know. So at the end of the day, he's a guy that I think will pose some definite matchups, problems for defenses. But dynamic wide receiver, can play inside in the slot, can play outside, take the top off the coverage, can be a single receiver as he's shown in the past, and he's one of the most complete receivers in college football. Chad Hunter, another local product right here, Rickers High School, you know, Ridge Road's finest. Chad is back off of injury. You know, he battled some injuries in 2019, so didn't get to play a whole lot. But before he got injured in 18, he was the premier receiver, and Zay was kind of his sidekick. Well, now they've kind of switched roles where Zay's the quote-unquote go-to guy, but Chad is just as capable of taking over a game as well, as evidenced by what he did in 2018 against North Carolina Central when he had 7 catches for 150 yards at halftime. You know, so, again, Chad is a big play receiver.
And I think 2 touchdowns in the first half.
2 touchdowns, you're right. So another big play guy, David Manigo, who stepped in for Chad when Chad went out in 19, and all he did was make second-team All-MEAC, you know, as a freshman receiver. So Manigo's 6'3", he's up to 200 pounds now. So physically he looks great, phenomenal ball skills, just great attitude and hard worker. Chris Sanders is a guy that really came along and had a phenomenal spring in the last scrimmage. I think had 2 touchdowns and led the team in receiving. So I expect him to have a big year. And then we brought in Jamari Shareed, transfer from Texas State. Not the biggest guy, you know, probably 5'8", 175 pounds, but boy, can he go. You know, he's got some real juice, high school running back, much like Xavier Smith, high school running back who made the transition to receiver. So with Azende's exit and transfer, K-Dot, what we call Jamari, kind of fills that role of a guy that's dynamic, that can play in the backfield, that can get the jet sweeps, that can, you know, you want to get the ball in his hands as much as possible. So, again, we're very deep at the receiver core, and that's just the first 5. I can keep naming guys. We'd probably be here to name all 12 guys, but the name to look out for, though, is Jermaine Hawkins. Jermaine's a true freshman receiver from Miami, Killian High School. But, man, he has come in and just unbelievable talent. He's 6'2". He's 190 pounds already as a true freshman. And, I don't think there's been a practice where he hasn't consistently run by a secondary. And when we get to the secondary, we'll talk about how talented and how fast those guys are. And Jermaine just runs by them at will, So he's a player that once Chad and Zay and those guys transition on, will continue that rack boy mantra, and we'll be really good at receiver for years to come.
Wow. Once again, we are with head coach Willie Shotgun Simmons talking about the 2021 edition of the Rattlers. This is the Rattler Booster Kickoff. This is a fundraiser so that we can support our team and get these championships that we need. It takes work. It takes all of us to pitch in. If you want to donate, go to FAMURattlerBoosters.com. There are several ways that you can give. You can mail a check in, you can text to give, you can PayPal, you can Eventbrite, or you can call somebody. There are 3 numbers on the website that you can call and actually talk to a person that if you need to find a way to get your donation in so that you can say, I'm a true supporter of the Rattlers. It's one thing to root for the Rattlers, but it's a whole different thing to support the Rattlers. And they need your support because we've got a dynamic team, and which takes us to the backfield, the guys that carry the ball. Our team, I look at our running backs. You got the small and fast with Bishop Bonnet. You got Terrell, who's a bigger guy, muscle guy. Then you got Eddie Tillman. Quite a backfield, Coach.
Well, no question. Before we go to that, one way you can't give is don't bring Coach Simmons any money. Like, don't write a check to me because I'm like a Baptist preacher. I don't touch any money. So all the ways that Vaughn told you to donate, that's how you can donate. I've had some people try to come and say, hey, Coach, I want to donate to the Rattler program, and they may try to hand me a $20 bill. I can't. I'm not taking that. But no, running back wise, man, I like you said, it's kind of, we like to call it pieces of the pie. You got your fast guys, you got your big guys, you got your in-between guys. And now with DeAndre Francis coming in, you got a shifty guy. So we have a little bit of everything, starting with Bishop Bonnet, one of those 2-degree guys that we talked about or that you saw during the introduction. Bishop is not the biggest guy, 5'7". He's beefed up to about 175 pounds due to his nutrition. But I tell you what, when you watch Bishop in the weight room, you're blown away. I think, Bishop's an architecture major or something like that. So
Bishop is construction
engineer. Yeah, so he's going to be very successful building things once he leaves FAMU. But he could go be a bodybuilder or a weightlifter if he wanted to, because at 175 pounds, pound for pound, he's our strongest football player. Bishop squats over 600 pounds at 175 pounds.
I can tell because he doesn't always run around the linebacker. Sometimes he takes on the linebacker.
No, he's going to try to take it on. He's from Jacksonville, straight out of Raines High School, so he ain't seen a fight that he wants to turn down yet. And sometimes we got to tell him, Bishop, I know David slaying the giant, but he did it with sticks and with stones. He didn't go up there and fist fight the giant, so be smart. But no, just a great guy. He has had a really good career here at FAMU, barring injury. He's kind of battled the injury bug. But when he's been healthy, man, he's a dynamic football player, really smart player, understands our offense, what to do, and he's a guy that obviously we can move around because of his skill set. Terrell Jennings is on the other spectrum. Bishop's 5'7", 175. Terrell's 6', 230. But still can run. He's a big guy, great speed, another Jacksonville product, went to Mandarin High School. But again, Terrell was kind of our short yardage power back in 2019 as a true freshman. Now he's a feature back. So he and Bishop are that true definition of thunder and lightning. Terrell's that big thunder back that's going to give you those tough yards. Bishop's the lightning in a bottle that if you blink, he can go the distance. Eddie Tillman is kind of, a good combination of both. Eddie's a 200-pound running back out of New Orleans. Another guy that's a weight room warrior, probably works out 7 days a week. When you look at his body, you can tell why. You can tell that he does. But, E.T.'s just a hard worker, again, a guy that's going to give you those tough yards. And then we had a surprising camp. DeAndre Francis is a guy that came to FAMU after a stellar senior season at Rickers High School, led Rickers all the way to the state championship last fall as a high school football player.
And set many records in the process.
And did.
Set many state records.
But another, guy that's small in stature, again, close to Bishop's height, maybe even a little bit shorter, probably 5'6.5" on a good day, maybe 5'7", about 170 pounds. But, man, when we say juice, that's the term we use. He's got some juice. Like, he can go. I mean, he gets a step on you, he's going to go the distance. And now I see why Coach Sky, if he's watching, is probably smiling ear to ear, because Coach Dawson, our track coach, is going to have DeAndre this spring as a sprinter on the track team. So he has that top end speed. You know, when he breaks the line of scrimmage, angles don't matter to DeAndre Francis. And then we have, a guy like Jalen McLeod, who transferred to us from Savannah State, another big back. I think our entire backfield, with the exception of DeAndre and E.T. are from Jacksonville. So shout out to Jacksonville for sending us all these good running backs. But Jalen McLeod played at Bowles, the Bowles School there, started his career at Savannah State. But he's another big back. Jalen 6'1", about 240 right now, but again, had a great spring. Again, a guy who hasn't played yet, but barring injury, and if he can come back, full speed, we have a deep, talented running back room who can, again, two quick guys, two smaller, fast guys, two big guys who can give you those tough yards, and then E.T., who's kind of, the jack of all trades. So we're a talented group. I feel really good about the running back position we have right now. Coach Shane Tucker, our new running backs coach, has done an amazing job with those guys, and I know that we're gonna run the ball a lot better than we ran it in 2019, and that starts for us next Sunday.
All right, Coach. And that's it for the offense, the details on the offensive players. Coach, before we go to defense, let's just jump to special teams. I got to get a special team some love. We always wait to the end. But for my buddies on special teams, let's put special teams, because we have special in our special teams.
Oh, no question. They're special in many ways. Their personalities are special. The way they dress is special. The way they talk is special. But no, they're a phenomenal group of guys. And when I say talent-wise, I'm not sure at any level, playing or coaching, I've seen a more talented group of kickers. It starts with our All-American punter, Chris Fadul. Chris led the nation in punting in 2018 and finished second by a mere tenths of a yard in 2019. And so when you see the ball jump off his foot, it's amazing. So when the NFL scouts come, while we're talking, he'll kick one, and the scouts will flinch because they think a bomb's going off. No, that's just Chris punting over there. So he's another guy the NFL scouts are raving about, and I expect them to have a huge season. But as impressive a leg as he has, I think we have one that can challenge him. We brought in a transfer kicker, Jose Romo Martinez, who was an all-MEAC performer at Delaware State. Coach Barras, our receivers coach, started his career at Delaware State, recruited Jose. Jose is a grad student now and wanted to transfer, and we were fortunate enough to get him. He's a lefty, but he's a dual threat guy. He can kick off, he can kick field goals, and he can punt. And so now I hear that boom, and I think it's Fadul, and I look over, and I see a left foot swinging. It's Jose, so he's another phenomenal punter who has all-conference, all-American ability all over him. Julius Duarte. Julius is a guy who sat behind Yahia Ali in 2019, and once Ali graduated, Duarte handled all of our kicking duties this spring. So looking forward to seeing what he can do. Doesn't have the leg that those other guys have, but, he's that consistent guy, that can place the ball on kickoffs and be your short area field goal guy, whereas, Jose can hit it from probably close to 50. Duarte's range is probably 45 and in. And then the X factor, a guy that we're still waiting on clearance for, is Austin Kermay. Austin's a guy that came in with the 2020 class and may just have the strongest leg of them all. He's hit 60-yard field goals consistently. If you go to his Instagram page, his Twitter page, you'll see him consistently spotting the ball in the logo. To everyone who knows football, you put the logo at the 50-yard line. So if you're kicking the ball from the 50, you add the 10 yards to the end zone. That's his 60-yard field goal. He hits those consistently. And so, again, kickoff-wise, he can put it through the end zone. So if he's there, we truly have some weapons. And the good thing about all of those guys, with the exception of Fadul, we're keeping him from kicking, as far as kicking off and field goals, all three of those guys, Jose, Duarte, and Austin Kermay, can kick and punt. And so we have a great room of guys. And then, not to be forgotten in the whole equation, are our snappers. Because as you know, as a former punter, that ball placement is just as important as the kick itself. So Christian Mastermico's been a 3-year starter for us as a long snapper, probably one of the best long snappers in the country with his timing and his consistency. And so he's valuable. And then we were blessed enough to get a transfer from Central Florida, Lawrence Martinez, who's a little bigger than Master Miko. He's about 6'1", about 215, and can really pop it back there. So, at this level, I don't know many teams that have that number of quality kickers and snappers. So, again, phenomenal group. They're thick as thieves. You see one, you see all 6 of them. But, again, I couldn't be more excited about what we'll be able to do in the kicking game this year. And that's not even talking about K-Dot, Xavier, the Bowler brothers, all those returning guys that we have who can return kicks and punts. So it's going to be exciting in special teams. Anybody who's heard me talk to the team know how important, how much I think about special teams is to me the most important phase.
You're watching the Rattler Boosters Kickoff 2021. It's a fundraiser so that we can support all of these great athletes we're seeing, support our coaches so that they can supply all of the student athletes with what they need, because we want to build a championship team the right way, and that involves supporting your team. Name a team that's successful that's not supported. And now that takes us to the mean guys on the defense. I saw a lot of big defensive linemen the other day, some big guys that I wouldn't want to be hit by. But where you get all those guys from, Coach?
Well, I tell you what, I can't remember exactly when it was. I think it was maybe at either a convocation or a commencement, or maybe just a speaking engagement. But Dr. Robinson kind of joked and coined dark cloud defense as an ode to our Rattler charge, and I like that, because again it gives us something that we can brand ourselves by. But just like offensively, everything starts with the trenches, with the big guys, and so we made it a point and a mission as a coaching staff after the 2018 season to really beef up our defensive line, size-wise and numbers-wise. And so over the last 3 classes, we've made it our mission to every year sign 4 to 5 defensive linemen. And so when you look up now, and I think we brought 22 defensive linemen to training camp, and that's including defensive ends.
I thought I saw a lot of them.
But there's a lot of them. And big guys. I mean, when you look at, Richard Summers, another Gobby product, local guy. Richard's, 350 pounds at 6'2". But moves, when you see that guy running and conditioning and retracing on screens, it's impressive. He's one of our hardest working guys. Stanley Mentor, a guy that transferred here from Lane College. He's in Orlando, from Orlando. Stanley's the strongest player on the team. Squats more than anybody, cleans probably more than anybody, and bench presses about more than anybody. He's just a bowling ball of muscle, 6'1", 315 pounds. So you'll see him moving offensive linemen around a bunch this year. Donald Hall is a guy that transferred to us from Mississippi Gulf Coast, won a JUCO national championship at Gulf Coast, came to us in the 20 class, obviously didn't get a chance to play, but has all the ability in the world. 6'3", 315 pounds, athletic, can move, just a guy who could be as good as he wants to be. Of all the guys that we're naming, Donald Hall can be, I think, the best one if he really just channels his energy and really focuses and puts it all together. Savion Williams, obviously another transfer student from the University of Tennessee, 6'4", 290-pound defensive tackle / defensive end. Savion was the #1 rated JUCO D tackle in the country when he signed with Tennessee in 2018. So very excited about seeing what he can do. I think he's going to be somebody that causes a lot of problems in the SWAC this year. Ronaldo Flowers is an all-conference performer, preseason second team all MEAC guy, and that's all SWAC guys. Sometimes still it's hard to keep them together sometimes. But
you finally get used to saying MEAC and from the SWAC, and now we go back.
To SWAC, yeah. But and the crazy, Ronaldo's kind of I guess you can use the word runt still without getting in trouble. He's kind of the run of the bunch. Ronaldo's a little guy. He's 5'10". 245 pounds of all muscle. I mean, you look at him, he's just a bowling ball of muscle, but Ronaldo's athletic, he's twitchy, out of Miami Jackson, so he has that South Florida dog in him, but he's been a great performer for us since he's been here. When you go to defensive end, Isaiah Land is a name that everyone should be looking out for. Isaiah's 6'4", he's 215. Isaiah's probably the player who's benefited the most from our nutrition station. When Isaiah came to us out of Grayson High School up in Atlanta, North Atlanta, he was about 185 pounds, 6'4", 185 as a defensive end. And for 2 years,
That's not enough rocks in the pocket.
That's right at all. Great motor, can really, really run, strong. When you look at his body, he's chiseled, but he could not put on weight. You know, he's one of those guys, metabolism is on 1,000. Just everything he eats just burns it right up. And so for 2 years, he was in that 190, 195 range, just could not put it together. Well, over the last year, since he's really committed himself to the nutrition, since we've been able to get more, Isaiah's up to 215. And it's going to be a terror in this conference because, again, the one thing that every offensive tackle fears is a speed rusher. But not only a speed rusher who converts speed to power. And Isaiah Land can do that. Obviously, we have our tiered weight room groups, our blood, sweat, and tears group. Shout out to Coach Gaither. Our blood group is our strongest group. You know, so we take the 3 core lifts, bench press, power clean, and squat, and then we add those numbers up. And if you hit a certain number, you're in the blood group. The second tier is the sweat group. Obviously, the third tier is the tears group. Well, Isaiah Land at 215 pounds is in the blood group with the defensive lineman. Wow. So he's the second strongest defensive lineman we have, pound for pound. Okay. And so a guy that probably runs 4.5 but can turn around and power clean 325, 330, and squat 600, he's going to be a terror, you know. So we're looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Isaiah Land, you better remember
that name, number 31.
Remember that name, 31.
Number 31. And then Abu Bangura, you know, of course, Miss Donna there is one of our biggest supporters as a football mom. But Abu, kind of like Cam Coven, has really, really transformed himself over the last year. Had a phenomenal spring, has continued to have a phenomenal camp. He's up to about 260 as a defensive end, 6'3". Should have a huge year. Again, just the list continues to grow of defensive linemen. So we'll have close to 10 to 12 guys that we can roll in at the defensive line. So we should never be in a situation where we're tired on that side of the ball, and that's a great asset now in the era of up-tempo offenses, teams trying to really wear defenses down. We have the depth now that shouldn't be a problem for the Rattlers at all.
Very good. All right, well, let's talk about the guys guarding the corners, our cornerbacks, defensive backs, cornerbacks.
Yeah, well, you know, again, what we do defensively, you know, that's the position that's got to be locked in every play and got to have the shortest memory because obviously teams are going to try to attack us outside. It's going to be very hard to run the ball against us, you know, in between the hashes, and so teams are going to have to try to attack us on the perimeter. So at corner, you know, we got to have guys who can run, who can challenge the deep ball, and not give up big plays. And so, you know, starting out, Troy Hilton. Troy's a guy that started for us in 2019. Tall, rangy corner. You know, Troy's between 6'3" and 6'4". I mean, very, very tall guy down in Palm Bay. Graduate, you know, one of those graduate players that we have. A lot of experience. You know, Troy has experience. Troy is smart. He knows what to do. And I think he's going to really, really have a big season, you know, if he continues to just work to get better every single day. Courtney Cox is another guy who has played a lot of special teams for us, hadn't really played a lot on defense, but has had a phenomenal spring and fall training camp. World of ability. One of our fastest guys on the team, track guy coming out of high school, but very, very athletic, very twitchy. To me, has NFL caliber skills as a defensive back. Just hasn't put it together. Hasn't really played as much as maybe his skills dictates. But I think this year you'll see Courtney come out of that shell and have a huge year. Got a couple of transfers, actually brothers, B.J. Bowler and Kendall Bowler, both guys out of Ocoee High School, just outside of Atlanta. Both came from Mercer. You know, so B.J. was a starter for Mercer in 2019, and Kendall was a freshman for them. 2020 and then 2019, I'm sorry, and then Kendall came in as a freshman that year and redshirted. But both talented guys. BJ's our strongest, probably. If Bishop's not the strongest pound for pound, then it's BJ. BJ's 5'9", 180 pounds, but bench presses 330, power cleans 315, and squats about 600, 5'9", 5'75", somewhere in that range. So he's at the top of the blood group. I think Bishop technically by position is in the mid-skill group because we put the running backs with the mid-skill, but at the skill position, BJ is head and shoulders above the rest of the guys. But fast guy, can run, so I think he'll have a huge year. And then we have guys like Eric Smith who can play corner and nickelback. And so BJ's that way as well. So you'll see Dank, we call him Dank. You'll see Eric sometimes at corner. You'll see him sometimes at nickel. But very, very talented at the corner positions. I think those guys will really, really step their game up because if you talk about the safeties next, I mean.
We don't have any safeties, do we? I don't think recall any safeties that we have. I don't know the name of any
Cover might be bad safety.
Yeah. Well, Coach, well, obviously we know that Marquise Ring My Bell leads the safeties. Just talk about that safety core, though, because there's more than him.
Oh, man. I mean, what can I say about that group? Marquise Bell is obviously the bell cow. You know, he's our best pro prospect. List came out last week of HBCU football players who should have a chance to get drafted, and Bell is number one on that list. I mean, we've had, at this point, I think 18 NFL clubs who've visited practice in the first 19 days. I know all of the guys on the list. I think there's 6 names that every scout asks about, but the first name they all ask about is Marquise Bell. I mean, 6'3", 205 pounds, runs 4.5, and great ball skills, had 5 interceptions in 2019, and I mean, like I said, won't knock in the next week. Will knock into the next millennia. I mean, he's just a guy that, you know, I hate to say it because, again, you don't want to just put that much on the kid.
Right.
But he's a generational talent. You don't get players like Marquise Bell very often, you know. So we're gonna make sure we use him up this year.
Right. When I first saw him, I thought he was an outside linebacker. I didn't know he was
the best one if he wanted to be, you know. But runs well enough to be a safety, hits hard enough to be a linebacker, and actually covers well enough where he probably can play corner in some situations. Just to me, a player that really has no weaknesses. It's hard to find a flaw in Bell's game. Like I said, he's a run stopper. He's great in pass support. He's smart. He knows how to read offensive formations and splits, and just, you know, again, it's just a player that you can't say enough about. Going to graduate this fall. I think Bell's only taking one class because he needs one class to graduate. You know, so got a lot of time to focus on football. Not taking a 15-hour course load, but just a guy, again, that, you know, is going to be successful because of his work ethic. Bell is a guy who has all the physical ability, but when you see his work ethic, you see why he's the player that he is. He doesn't just rest on physical gifts alone. He really studies the game. He really takes an approach to the game that's impressive to see as a coach. And I think he's going to be – I think he's the best defensive player in FCS football, in my opinion. But now he doesn't have to do it himself because we bought a couple of buddies to help him out in the form of transfers, with the first one being Antoine Collier. So Bell 6'3", 205. Well, Antoine 6'3", 200. Coming to us from Central Florida, another Miami product. Actually played at South Ridge for Coach Billy Roll in high school. But Antoine's a guy that's on all the NFL scouts' radars from his time at Central Florida. Another hitter. Again, if I'm a receiver, I probably do not want to run a route between the hash marks against the Rattlers with those two guys manning the secondary. I mean, because it's going to get ugly. There's no other way to say it. Like, I don't know if any other teams are watching, but I'm just warning teams, please, just for their sake, just do not run routes across the middle. Keep everything outside the hash. If you love people's kids, do not send them across the middle with Marquise Bell and Antoine Collier on opposite hashes, because you don't want to get hit by either one of them. And God forbid they both merge at the same time. So, but just, you know, again, old school safeties. I mean, you think about the Ronnie Lotts, you think about those guys, like that's Bell and Antoine Collier. They have zero disregard for their bodies, let alone anybody else's. And so I'm just, you know, I can't say I'm excited to see what they're going to do, because I'm almost afraid to see what they're going to do to people just by how they approach the game and tackling. So, but two great safeties. Lovey Jenkins is a transfer from Louisville who came to us. Lovey, you know, played at Louisville a ton, started some games for them as a true freshman, and has transferred to us. A guy that gives us another safety, can play him at nickel. Just a phenomenal athlete from Ocoee, same school as the Bowler brothers, but provides depth. And then Javen Morgan. You know, Javen Morgan's a guy who is a local product, went to Florida High. He's the most athletic guy back there. You know, Javen has cornerback ability, runs 4.4, jumps 40 plus in the vertical, broad jumps close to 11 feet. Just a phenomenal athlete. Comes from an athletic family. His brother is going to run track at University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. His sister is one of the top basketball players in the nation as a rising senior in high school right now. And so just an athletic family, but J-Mo is going to really, really provide us not necessarily depth because he may start for us. Right now, the problem for us is of those four, well, we know Bell's one of the spots, but between Javen, Antoine, and Lovey, who do you start at the other safety spot? You know, so it's almost like quarterback, where you may start one, but the next series another one might be in there, and then another one may be in after that, just because we have so many good players. So between the safety, the nickelback position with Eric Smith, BJ, Lovey can play that position. I think our secondary will be. I go on the limb and say we probably have the best secondary in FCS football. I know the scouts have really raved about us. We have length, we have size, we have athleticism, we have ball skills, and coupled with the defensive line we have, and then the linebackers who we'll talk about last. Again, I joke around with Coach Sharp and Coach Smith, our co-coordinators, and say, you know, if we can't stop people, then y'all might be looking for jobs pretty soon. Because with the talent and the depth that we have at those positions, I mean, and going against them every day in practice, man, I'd be shocked if we don't have the top defense in the SWAC and a top 5, top 10 defense in FCS this year.
And right before we get to the last group, the linebackers, as we start to wind down here with Coach Willie Simmons, last shot, if you have a question, put them in the chat in YouTube, and we'll try to get to them before we get out of here. But, Coach, you know, I called 52 my brother because I wore 52. So I called Derek Mayweather. I call him 5'2". It's a tradition for years. We called the next 52 5'2", Brandon Hepburn, all that. He's the leader of your linebacker corps. Not that he says a lot, but he leads by example mostly. But just talk about the talented linebacker corps.
Yeah, you know, old May, he's kind of the elder statesman of that bunch. You know, it feels like Derek Mayweather's been here forever. I think Derek might have played for Jake back in the day, you know, because again, he's just a guy that's been. It seems like he's been in the family's program forever. But Derek, you know, Derek's a phenomenal football player for us. One of our leaders, obviously, has probably played more snaps than anybody on our team. You know, returning. And got out of Fort Worth, Texas. But, you know, Derek's that linebacker, that's a thumper. He's that old school linebacker, 245 pounds, you know, tenacious, will really hit you. And doesn't say a whole lot, like you said, but makes all the calls. He talks when it's time to make calls. But outside of that, you're not going to hear a whole lot out of Derek Mayweather. He does his talking with his play. But a guy who definitely has the ability to be an all-conference performer. And I think the guys rally behind his energy, his intensity. And I'm looking forward to seeing Derek, you know, have a senior season that he can remember and be the leader of a very talented linebacker group. After him, Nadarius Fagan. You know, Nadarius is another transfer. He played for us in 19, but transferred to us from Syracuse University, out of Miami. Ghouls, you know, as your wife illustriously talks about. You know, not many people know what ghouls is, but that's where Nadarius is from.
Down south. It's so far down south, you put the F on the end, South, S-O-U-F.
South Florida. He's from South Florida. Ghouls. Played another guy that played for Coach Roll at South Ridge. But Nadarius is, you know, Mayweather's the big backer at 245. Nadarius is the kind of undersized fast guy. He's 215, but can really, really run. Very, very smart football player. Not a lot of wasted movement. You know, diagnoses plays really quickly, and he will, I think, kind of pick up where Elijah Richardson left off as a guy that makes all the calls up front, gets the front guys lined up, but is able to go sideline to sideline and make those tough plays. So very excited about him. And then, you know, we have two guys behind Derek and Nadarius that if they were as experienced as those two, probably would start over them. Demetrius Powell and Martaray Brown. Demetrius is, you know, a guy that we signed in our first class out of junior college, can absolutely fly. You know, he's a 6 foot, 215, 20-pound guy. Truly can run sideline to sideline. Just an athletic guy. You think plays are open, you run a play and the hole is open, the running back hits you, like, oh, how do you get tackled? And it's Demetrius Powell. He just comes out of nowhere. So just a guy with a lot of instincts and going to be a really, really good player for us. And then Monterey Brown, I mean, just another local product, Godby. So I keep saying Godby so you can tell the most players on our team, Miami South Ridge and Godby High School. I mean, so shout out to those two schools for really, really, filling this roster for
Except
us.
all the running backs from Jacksonville.
Well, they're from Jacksonville. The Tallahassee guys, they're kind of spread out too. But Monterey is a guy that started his career at Albany State, transferred back to us this past spring. Not the biggest backer, 5'11", just over 200 pounds, 205 pounds, but runs with our skill guys. Monterey can really, really fly. He's one of our fastest players, not just linebackers, one of our fastest players. And another one of those guys who has zero regard for his body. I mean, it's as a coach, you don't see it very often where you have that many players who just run into stuff full speed, that don't slow down. Like you don't care that there's another body in full pads coming at you. Like you just run into him full speed and you just don't see what happens. That's Monterey Brown, but that's also Demetrius Powell. That's Marquise Bell. That's Antoine Collier, and that's Johnny Chaney, another freshman from Wekiva High School, same high school as Junior, our freshman quarterback. And Johnny's a player that, again, you hate to kind of put you hate to put the crown on freshmen that early, but has all the ability to be one of the next great linebackers that's come through FAMU. I mean, you see every trait that you need to know that this kid's going to be special. He's 6'2", he's 220 pounds, he can run, he's instinctive. I mean, and again, just hits the full speed. It's just amazing. Like so I'm a little worried because of the new rules and how they're trying to protect players, and we may not have a defense after about 2 weeks because everybody might be serving quarters, half suspensions for targeting because they hit hard. They tackle the right way. They keep their heads up.
And that is the problem with that rule. You can do all of the techniques right and just make a hard hit, and now the referees are just overactive, tossing those flags.
Yeah, and that's the thing that hopefully, not this season obviously because it's too late and it's already started, but at some point I'd like for the powers that be, the decision makers, to kind of, I hate to say put some common sense thought into the rule. In the game of football, as we all know, it's a collision sport. It's not a contact sport. Basketball is a contact sport. Your body's touching someone else's body. Football is a collision sport. You're running one direction, another guy's coming in another direction, and y'all two are about to collide. And in a split second, you cannot necessarily see how that guy's going to take getting hit. So if he goes low and I go low, even if I take my head out of it, our helmets are still going to make contact. And so in the form of Marquise Bell, in the Florida Classic in 2019, Bell gets ejected because as a 6'3" safety, he's fitting the B gap. He's tackling a 5'9" running back who knows he's about to get hit, who goes low, who kind of crowds down, and Bell goes low to hit him. And he's not, again, the crown of his helmet never touches the player. The side of his helmet touches because as you go down, your helmet goes down with it. And the player did the same thing. And their helmets collided, and it was a huge hit in front of 55,000 fans. Everybody said, ooh, so they review it. And then they throw Bill out the game for targeting. So it's almost like you give the defensive player an option. You just go there and get run over, right? Don't go down and tackle him. Just get run over, because if you go down and tackle him as a 6'3" guy, you're going to get called for targeting. So I just, I hope that they use some common sense rules. I'm all for it. If a receiver's coming across the middle and he's looking for the ball, and a safety comes out of nowhere and launches and lays out and that's targeting. Like if a kick return or punt return is looking up for the ball and a guy gunner comes down and just hits the guy, like that's a defenseless player. That is targeting. Like you are trying to knock the guy out the game. When you tackle a running back, you're not trying to knock him out the game. You're trying to get him down. And nobody wants to get run over. One of the most embarrassing things in football is to get run over. We know that way back in Little League. You don't want to get run over, so you're going to bring some punch with you. So I just, again, and every coach, I think, will echo that same sentiment. We're losing too many players, not just good players, but we're losing too many players to halves in games because they're making football plays. So make it like every other sport, that there are levels to it. Like there's flagrant foul 1, there's flagrant 2. Right. It's a difference. Right. One gets you a penalty, they shoot free throws, they get the ball, but you're still there. The other one, you're out of here. Okay, that was so egregious. You're out of here. Why can't it be the same way with football? You know, so let's the officials, decision makers, let's use some common sense moving forward because these kids work too hard to be kicked out of football games.
I totally agree, and nothing is worse than just having to sit on that bench and you just know you haven't done anything wrong, but what you've been trained to do. This is the Rattler Boosters Kickoff. This is our last break. Rattler Boosters Kickoff 2021. We need your support. We need you to log on to FAMURattlerBoosters.com right now and join the Rattler Boosters. Donate to the Rattler Boosters. There are several ways. You can give by text. You can give by PayPal. You can give by Eventbrite. You can mail a check. You can call. There are numbers on the website, FAMURattlerBoosters.com. There are numbers. If we need to come pick up a check or make arrangements, we will. We just want to make sure that we are able to support our team and give them what they need to be champions. We were champions in 2019, and now is not the time to stop. We've climbed back up the hill. Our thoughts are with VP AD Courtney Gaucher. We think about you. We got your back, brother. We're going to hold it down. One time for the Rattlers, heading down to Miami for the revised Orange Blossom Classic. Coach, what you looking for coming up next week? Finally get back on after, what, you say 600 days?
Over 600.
Over 600 days. What's our expectations down there?
Well, you know, again, our expectation is the same as it always been, and that's to represent Florida A&M in a first-class manner. So, you know, we talk about branding all the time within our program. Obviously, as you can see, we wear Nike. You know, so everything I have on from head to toe is Nike. You know, because we want to make sure that when you look at us, you see our brand. You see the Rattler head. You see the Nike patch. But we want that to be our football team. So within our program, our philosophy is our 7 Fs. And so when you see our team, whether it's the first game of the season, homecoming, the Florida Classic, Celebration Bowl, SWAC Championship, guarantee game, we want to see the same 7 things. You want to see a team that plays with first great faith, who has a great belief in who we are and who we serve and what we're doing, right? Next, you want to see a team that has great fundamentals, that does not beat ourselves, you know, that knows how to line up, that knows how to make calls, that knows how to tackle, throw, run, catch, all the things that it takes to play football. See a team that plays extremely fast in all 3 phases, not just with our tempo, but how we get to the ball, how quickly we line up, our communication, everything's with a sense of urgency. A team that fights and not physically fist fights, but a team that knows how to overcome adversity, that if we're down early, you're not going to see us start, you know, fighting on the sideline or, you know, losing our composure. You know, if we get a penalty called against us, if we do something, guy grabs our face mask or whatever, that we're able to continue to just fight the adversity that comes our way. We get a bad call. Of course, we know, you know, being whether you're in the SWAC or the MEAC, you're going to get some calls that you're going to say, well, what's going on? Don't worry about it. Line up and play the next play. A team that finishes, you know, of course, 2019, our motto was fight to finish, and we saw 5 times during that season that we were able to close games out, come from behind and win games in the last drive. And then a team that has a lot of fun, that when you watch FAMU football, you see a group of guys who are excited to be playing this game, that we jump around, we chest bump, we high five, we celebrate. I mean, we do it all because we want everyone to know that we're blessed to play this game. And then last but not least, a team that plays as a family, that plays together, that knows that we're doing this for ourselves, for our family, for this university, for 85,000 living alumni around the world. Everyone who's associated with Orange and Green, that's who we do this for, because we're all in this thing together. So when you see us play, that's what I'm excited to see, a team that can put those 7 principles together and that can produce success on the football field in the form of victories, because I know that's what every Rattler wants to see.
All right, you heard it from Coach Simmons. It is football season, but it's not too late. The Rattler Boosters campaign goes through homecoming, through October 25th. You are able to donate to the $100,000 campaign that the Rattler Boosters have undertaken to support our athletic department in various ways. $100,000 is nothing for the Rattlers. We have it, and we're going to give it to our teams so that we can make sure that not only football, but our volleyball team, congratulations to Coach Yokon for winning today. And our volleyball team is doing great, and they are going to be fantastic. He's got a stick of a volleyball team, and we're looking to get back atop. in volleyball. The Rattler Boosters supports all athletic programs at FAMU, men and women. So please join now. To all Rattlers within the sound of our voice, or if you hear it later on a recording, go to FAMURattlerBoosters.com. There are several ways to donate to the fundraiser, and we want to be standing on the 50-yard line of homecoming with a nice big check to turn over to athletics so we can support our student athletes. And my goodness, some more degrees. I saw a lot today, but there's still some more out there. So we want to get some more of those great degrees. Once again, this broadcast is dedicated to our late 8th president of Florida A&M University, the late great Dr. Frederick S. Humphreys. He will be forever in our hearts. And on behalf of the Rattler Boosters, President Selvin Cobb, Vice President Ronald Joe, Fundraiser Chair John C., thanks for joining us tonight. Get your tickets, be safe, mask up, and we'll